All right, guys. So I just want to go over how to graph certain equations in Desmos, because what you're going to see is part of 2.4 is they're going to tell you, hey, determine if the lines are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. And if you notice in these equations, they're not in our standard y equals mx plus b, our slope-intercept form, because we know that the m is the slope. So if I said like y equals 2x plus 3, we would know that our slope is 2 of that line. Well, these equations over here, they're not in that form. So I'm going to show you guys what to do when they're not in that form. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and put these into Desmos. Okay, guys? So we just got to put these into Desmos and see what the lines look like from there and determine from the graph if they are going to be parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Okay? So go ahead and go to, it's going to be just desmos.com, click on the graphing calculator. All right. Now, our first two equations, okay, and this is where you can just put them in on the right side. The first one was 5x plus 10y equals 30, okay? So that is the graph of the first equation. Now, if you're doing a graph and you need to zoom out, click over here on the minus, and it'll zoom out. That way you can see the equation of that line, okay? Now, we just want to click on 2 because we want to put our second equation in there, okay? And our second equation was we had 6x plus 4y, okay, equals 7. And I'm just using the keys on, or I'm sorry, the second equation was 14x plus 28y equals 10. And I just plug that in by hitting the X and Y key on my Chromebook. And so when you look at these two lines, we have the graph of the red one and the blue one. If you zoom out, okay, and I'd encourage you guys to zoom out. I mean, you get so far out that they look like they're almost the same line, right? So they're never, but at the same time, we notice that they're never intersecting, okay? And lines that don't intersect and that run next to each other forever are going to be parallel. So these first two, okay, those are parallel. So that's what you're going to write down, okay, for that one. Now, the next one we have to graph is the 6x plus 4y equals 7. So let's put that in here. So 6x plus 4y equals 7, okay? And guys, what I want you to do is I just want you to look at the graph. I know this is in the second problem, but if you just look at this one, okay, you notice how these lines intersect, but they're not intersecting at a right angle, okay? They're just kind of coming together and just going to be two intersecting lines, okay? Like the right angle is the X and Y axis, so there's no right angle formed from these lines. So if we get something in this case where they're intersecting lines, but they're not intersecting at a right angle, then they're just neither, okay? So if we had this problem, we would just say that it's just neither. Now, I'm going to put in the second one. So then we had the 2x, 6x plus 4y equals 7. The second equation was 2x minus 3y equals 6. Okay, now if we look at this, we have two intersecting lines, all right? Two intersecting lines, but they come together, and you can kind of tell that they look like there's going to be a right angle there, right? I mean, we can even zoom out a little bit, and you can just tell that the way they're intersecting, that those lines are going to be perpendicular, okay? It looks like they form a right angle right there. And so these two equations, they are going to be perpendicular, okay? So that's what you write for that one. So guys, this is how you do it. You don't have to worry about changing it into slope-intercept form. You can just use Desmos. You'll be able to use Desmos for the test, but you can either see if they're parallel, they're perpendicular, or if they're neither, like we talked about with the just two intersecting lines. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope this video helped.